Episode 4, Trev TV. I'm the Trev. Y'all know that. If you're watching, if you're tuning in, that's too sweet. So anyway, if we were following the Trev TV Facebook posts all weekend, it said that I was going to be shooting Saturday and you'd have a film, or you'd have a video Monday. Well, Trev lied. Trev didn't do any shooting Saturday. I can't even say that. I shot 2 bits, which would have been an intro, and then bar 1, if you want to call it that. And that was it. I didn't do anything else that day. So, in light of what I wanted to do, and I'm chalking it up on too much going on, too much excitement that day, this is more just a review of Trev's wedding. Now, if you remember Trev's trade page episode, where I was talking about trading in my Decepticon ring in June, that's what I traded it up for. That's sapphires, not diamonds, sapphires. Yeah, the Decepticon ring made its way to my best man. Told him, take care of that, it's yours for life now. Just don't let me see you losing it or hear about it. And all went well. So yeah, this is basically just me going over it, walking you through the steps of Trev's wedding with pictures that I've been given permission to use. I would hope, though, that for the photographers that were there, compared to the photographer we paid for, you won't mind the free publicity, because contract states I can't show you what the photographer took, and we don't even have the pictures yet. It would only happen Saturday. But I'm escaping the point. I'll have pictures here to kind of help guide you along the way, where you can see what it was all about. And having said that, let's get a move on. Now, for this to properly get started, I have to take you to that night before, which was June 8th, and my last-minute bachelor party. I don't know if this set everything in motion, but I did have a good night. I woke up the next morning. I wasn't hungover, but my throat hurt, and I was down one phone. Apparently, I don't remember what the hell I did. I did something, and I woke up Saturday, and I got nothing. I actually got a picture of what I was able to get before it completely died out Monday morning. So here's that. Which now leads us into Saturday, June 9th. I was kicked out of the apartment at 10 a.m. And I was only kicked out of the apartment that way I didn't see what the bride was wearing. I knew what the flower girl was wearing, and we'll get into detail on that later, but I wasn't allowed to see what the bride was wearing, only because A, I didn't want to. I wanted to be surprised. And B, it's tradition. Who sees the bride on the wedding day, right? So from 10 to 2, or 10 to 12, sorry, I just took a 2-hour walk. Sat down, collected some thoughts, enjoyed the scenery. Here's a picture of said scenery. And then it was about 11:45 in the morning, and it started to rain. I was like, oh, isn't that awesome? It's like rain on my wedding day. Isn't that ironic? Don't you think? Rain didn't last long. It decided to cooperate with us, and we didn't have to worry about having bad pictures or something we couldn't do because of the rain. So that was from noon till about 3:15. I was at my best man's house, and the last thing I did as a single man was watch movies. I watched Spectre, which is always nice to see. I mean, I know a lot of Bond fans have different opinions on it, and hey, that's cool. I get it. You know, I'm sure my opinion of James Bond movies are much different than yours, but we'll go in that on a different day. And you couldn't end the day with 2 good movies. It had to be 1 good movie, 1 bad movie. Bad movie was Mortal Kombat 2. It was terrible. It was terrible then. It's still terrible. And I mean, it's 20 years after the fact. But that's all I did. From 12 to 3:20, 3:15. About 3:15, 3:20ish, we made our way to the conservatory. and that's when everything started. So from 3:35 till 5 to 4 was pretty much playing the waiting game. I had to stay in one spot. I couldn't look back because where I was sectioned off from Melissa was maybe 10 feet to my right going south. So if you're good with directions, you could probably point that. So I was waiting in the hall with my back turned. She was waiting over here behind a partition. And that's how we stayed separated up until the ceremony. And then come 4 o'clock, just before 4 o'clock, I was in the feature pyramid at the Mutart Conservatory, and we were played in to the acoustic version of Everlong by the Foo Fighters. That was our entrance song for me, my groom's party, the bridesmaids, and the bride. And here's some nice pictures of some of the things coming up. Now, I predicted from the beginning, when Haley comes walking in, she's going to hit you in the feelers, and you're going to feel it. And sure as shit, I felt it. And I mean, it was... This is my cop-out. It was hot in the pyramid that day. So I was sweating from my eyes. And then Melissa walked in. And again, because it was so hot in the pyramid, I mean, I was already sweating from my eyes. I sweat from my eyes a bit more. And that's my cop-out. It was legitimately humid in that pyramid. And people were sweating, but I was sweating from my eyes. And she made her lap. And then we got started. Now, anybody who has been married knows how much of a pressure cooker it can be when you're sitting or when you're standing in front of people, in front of a JP, you know, doing the vows and getting everything cemented and whatnot. But I can't speak for Melissa because, I mean, I don't even let people speak for me, so it wouldn't be right. But I'd imagine she was a bit nervous. I was trying to stay calm as a clam, and for the most part it worked. You know, we got the formalities out of the way, we did the joining of the hands, the declaration, and then the I do's came. That was funny. My I do was straightforward. I do. You know. Her I do, she kind of had to think about it for a minute. She was kind of lost in a thought, like, what am I supposed to be saying? I do? With a question mark. That got a good laugh. As soon as we were done laughing, we did the expression of vows. So we wrote our own vows. She went first, I went second. I am actually going over the notes because it's not that I forget what happened. It's just to try and break it down in a proper time frame without skipping over anything. I kind of want to make sure I get it right for prosperity. Then we changed the rings, and like I said, I'm wearing this. The only difference between this and my Decepticon ring is the weight. This is lighter. Of course, this isn't also tungsten carbide, but it's lighter. But that's not a bad thing. But it looks good. Yeah? Her rings look better, much better. And then we did a sand ceremony. If you've never seen a sand ceremony, they're a fun thing. I'll show you a picture of what our sand vase looks like. So we did the sand ceremony. More or less is just something to say that that's our family unity right there. And there were 3 different colors of sand. Melissa's was purple, mine was blue, Haley's was white. And we capped it off. Then there was the pronouncement, which is basically saying you've consented our marriage, we've declared our intentions, all that stuff. Then we did the signing of the registry. I think I got a good picture of that one too. So our signing music was Dallas Smith's autograph. And that kind of coincides with when we announced our engagement on June 9th, 2017. The status update was that I was changing her autograph. Hence where that comes in. So, very clever on Trev's part. Then we were presented, after the signing was done, as the newlywed couple, and then we left. Our leaving song was Lithium by Nirvana. And I made sure and cleared that with Melissa. I mean, I know my groomsmen were all like, really? But then they understood, like, yeah, no, that's Trev. Trev was a Nirvana fan. Why would he not have Lithium when he's already had Everlong? So that makes sense, right? And here's so far, not counting our photographer's photos, so far, here's my favorite photo. And that's of us leaving the conservatory. So after that, our photographer took us outside. Well, no, we stayed inside, sorry. We did some pictures inside. Then our photographer took us outside, and we did a lot of pictures outside. And I think I got a whole bunch that I can include. I won't try and include too much, but here's what I'm including. So after all the pictures were done, we were finally on our way to the reception, which was phenomenal food-wise, but very hard to get a crowd of barely 50 people moving. But in their defense, it was a hot day. You know, there was kids present, so I get where they're coming from as well. But fun was had at the reception by everybody. I think anyway. The food was amazing. I think that's the biggest thing everybody was raving about, was the food. And yeah, nothing bad to say about the reception at all. It went by really, really well. And that was basically our wedding. I guess here's where I do the whole thank yous. So thank you to the bridal party, Joel, Ryan, Leanne, Shelley, for being involved in the day. Thank you to my mom for helping keep a hand with Haley during the ceremony, as well as for her tireless efforts for the decor, the flowers, lots of other small things that she really helped out with that made it very, very possible. Thank you to my dad and Wendy for hosting the reception, getting the bartender, getting the DJ, and cooking the food. Couldn't say anything better about them. I mean, they went above and beyond and really, really did a lot to make the reception happen, for one. And it was really, really good. Thanks to Tabitha Gotch Photography for being our photographer for the day. Thank you to Julie Kachuk for being our JP for the day. Thank you to the Mootart Conservatory for allowing us to host it. And thanks to everybody who came. I could probably name you all off in this video, and I might just thank you all in the credits. But without you guys there, the day wouldn't have been possible. And it was It was a great day for me, for myself, for Melissa, for Haley, for everybody involved. It was a really good day. But that was episode 4 of Trev TV. I hope you enjoyed the review of my wedding. I mean, a lot of people, myself included in the later years, never thought it would happen, but hey, it's happened. Trev tied it on. But thank you for watching. Your viewership always means a lot to me. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe on your way out. Tell your friends, hey, this Trev TV guy, it's pretty awesome. Find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram. In the meantime and in between time, keep on the lookout for some more videos from Trev. Later.